Subtitle under this equation 1 is multi-step equations. And I would suppose that the word multi-step, Hananuza, would indicate what? More than one, yes. More than one step. And again, I would expect that even if you can do the steps in your head, that you would write them out. It's just a good practice for you to get into. Sometimes we're a little delusional about ourselves and what we're capable of, and then it just falls apart from there. But let's look at the types of equation we have here. If I have this 6x equals 24, and I have x plus 8 equals 30. Okay. How many steps would it take to solve this one? John? One. And that step would be what? Divide by 6. Divide by 6. A little refresher about equations is you always think of opposites. This is a multiplication equation, so to solve it I divide. The other thing you think about is what you do to one side you do to the other. One-step equation. This one here, how many steps to do this one? Lucas? What do I have to do? Opposite of adding 8 is? Subtracting 8. What do I do to one side I do to the other side? So my answer is x equals 22. Another one-step equation. However, today we blend both of these together and get equations that look like this. 6x plus 8 equals 44. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a multiple step equation because it's going to take more than one step to solve it. All the other rules still apply. Your goal is to get the letter x by itself, so you need to have to do two things. You got to get rid of the 6, you got to get rid of the 8. Now, the most important thing about this that a lot of people forget or don't know or don't do right is you always, when it comes to multiple step equations, you have to do the addition subtraction stuff first. Okay, unlike order of operations where you do that addition stuff last. In multiple step equations, you must do addition, I don't like the spinny wheel of death. You must do addition or subtraction first. That is probably the most important fact to remember. So if I'm getting the letter x by itself here, the first thing I have to do is get rid of the 8, and I do the opposite and subtract 8. I don't subtract it from this, I just subtract it from this, subtract it from the other side of the equal sign. I end up with 36. It goes away here, but I'm still left with 6x equals 36. And then my last step is going to be to divide by 6, divide by 6. So x is going to equal 6.
Got it.
Now the question is, does that work? By the way, you used to do this by inspection. You could even do this because you do this, you go, what number when I add 8 to it gives me 44? Well, that would be 36, and then you'd say, well, 6 times what number is 36? You get 6. You could do this in your head, but you won't anymore. Not that. No longer will you do any of these equations and things in your head. How about this one? Negative 2x minus 5 equals 9. Negative 2x minus 5 equals 9. The first thing I have to do is do what? Okay, get rid of the 5. No, you do the opposite of 5, subtracting 5, which is adding 5. When you add 5 to a negative 5, it goes away. If I add 5 to 9, I get 14. Now, here's where you have to be careful. How do I get the letter x by itself, John? By 7. Or 2 first. Not only by a 2, but by a negative 2, because I want my x to be positive. If I divide by a negative 2, that gives me two negatives, which make it positive x. Divide this by a negative 2, one negative there makes my answer negative. 14 divided by 2 is 7. X equals negative 7. I should see all of this on your paper. Whether you think you can do it in your head or not. That is. Jackson, have a question?
Yeah, how do you know when to subtract?
How do I know when to do what?
Subtract or add?
I would do the opposite. If it is subtraction, I add. If it was addition, I subtract. Do the opposite. Now, lest you think that your life is all well and good, there's one more slight issue we have to look at, which I'm sure will make all of you happy. 3x plus 4 minus x equals 28. They throw just a little bit of a monkey wrench at you. You don't have to have monkey wrenches anymore, but and the deal is with this. When you look over here, what do you see? You see more than one thing that has an x there. And when that happens, when you see that you've got like more than one x term or more than one number, the first thing you have to do is combine like terms. Before you do any shifting of things from one side to the other, any adding, subtracting stuff, you need to put this 3x with that minus x. If I have 3 x's and I take 1 x away, how many x's am I left with? Yes, 2 x's, whoever said it but was afraid to say it loud enough to hear. You can't put the 4 with the 2x because they're not like terms. And you end up with 2x plus 4 equals 28. Then, Jackson, what do I do next?
You would subtract 4.
I would subtract 4. And when I subtract 4, I get 24, right?
Yeah.
I have 2x equals 24, then x would equal, huge drum roll please. Jackson, 24 divided by 2 is? 12. Stop me there if you don't get this. This is a pivotal task for you to know, to learn how to do. Make sure you understand